All right. Hello, YouTube. My name is Nick Marsh. I've been a fan of the YouTubes for a little while now. And just from some inspiration that I've received from other YouTube creators, I've decided to create my own channel. And that channel, I'm just going to call it Ghost Mountain. And that's just the name of the company that I run. So I thought I'd throw it on YouTube as well. And that company is mostly centered around reselling used items on eBay. And also, I've just been breaking into the Amazon market, trying to sell. Well, not trying to have. I'm just about to launch my product, selling private label on Amazon. So, just want to give a little bit of background about myself. I currently live in the fabulous city of Salt Lake City, Utah, and I'm originally from Grand Junction, Colorado. Yeah, so I like Star Wars, as you can see behind me, got the original trilogy here. I am single, and I'm a business owner, and also I've had that spirit since I was a little kid. Oh, and another little random fact: I'm half redhead, I have brown hair, but my beard, well, goatee, I can't grow anything past here unless it's peach fuzz. That goatee is red, so half redhead. So another little random fact for you. So yeah, so it's just kind of like a little background on my, like I was saying, my, uh, so a little background. So just a little background on my business and entrepreneurial spirit. So all started out with me just growing up in a relatively fairly poor family. Like we had enough for our needs, but never had anything beyond that. If I wanted like toys, anything like that. So I'm not upset with that or anything. I'm not mad at my parents because it taught me a valuable lesson. It taught me the value of hard work, and also if I wanted to if I wanted something, I had to learn how to go out and get it myself. So, like with a lot of kids, I started out with running a small lemonade stand at my parents' garage sale. And I remember I made about $13, and I was like, "Holy cow! I am rich. I'm like the richest kid in the world." And from there, it just kind of took off. Well, didn't really take off, but from there, it's just kind of like I learned the value of like work and like earning money for my work. Uh, so later, when I was about 12, 13 years old, I decided I wanted some money again. And my friend's dad was getting rid of his lawnmower. Turns out it was absolute junk. Like it was just absolutely thrashed and it would never run. And so my other friend's dad was also getting rid of a lawnmower. So I asked him if I could have it. He said, "Yeah, sure. Here, take it." I negotiated like $20, and I said I'd pay him $20 after a certain amount of time. So I got the lawnmower, and I ended up just going from door to door, asking people if I could mow their lawns. And I did that a good portion of the summer. And I remember, yeah, it's about 12 or 13. I made about $450 my first summer doing that. And then from there, I decided to upgrade a little bit. So I got a bike, and it was kind of like a newspaper rack that goes over the back wheel. And what I did is I would take like the handle of the lawnmower, I just stick it on the back of the rack, kind of bungee it up, and so where just the back wheels were on the ground and the front wheels were up in the air. So that way I could ride around and be able to have the lawnmower follow me. So that upgraded my distance to about a mile from around mile radius around my house, just mowing lawns. And what I would do is I would just go door to door, asking people if I could mow their lawns. And if no one was home or no one would answer, I would just leave this heartfelt note. "Hey, I'm just this little kid trying to make my way in life, earn money, and I leave the the flyers on people's doors, and I'd get called all the time from that. So that second summer I did quite well. I think I got in the neighborhood of about 20 regular clients mowing their lawns every week. And then from other people, I'll just do like 1-2 time jobs, just cleaning up leaves, weeds, doing whatever yard work they wanted me to do. And then that went on for a couple of years like that. And then I upgraded to a truck. So this is when I was about 16. I had another friend. His dad he's one of those guys he just would always buy cars and then just never do anything with them. So he had about 10, 12 cars in his front yard that were just sitting there. Half of them didn't even run, and he'd only drive 1 or 2 cars anyways. So I got the idea, what if I just buy one of these trucks, one of these vehicles from him? So at the time I didn't have any money, so I negotiated with him. Pretty much came up to him and said, "Hey, I'd like to buy this truck. I don't have the money to buy it, but what I'll do is I'll make payments to you. I think it was like $200 a week, which I could easily do. Well, the problem is that it wasn't running, so that made it a little bit easier to negotiate. So he agreed. I took the truck home, got it fixed. Turned out it was just a switch that had got flipped somehow, where when that switch flips, it turns the fuel pump off. And that's for like when a car or truck gets in an accident, and it shuts the fuel pump off, so it doesn't keep pumping fuel into the motor and engine, just potentially causing a fire hazard in an accident. So just flipped the switch back and it started right up. And then I had a truck, which extended my range quite a bit of ways, and I was able to create a fairly large business for a teenager, well, at least bigger, more than what my friends could do. This was the summer between junior and senior year, and I believe I made in the ballpark of about $5,000. I wasn't very good at keeping track of the money, but I made about $5,000, which is a far cry more than what any of my friends would do. And they were working all week, and I would only work about 2 or 3 days a week, and just kind of screwing around, mountain biking, doing whatever I wanted the rest of the week. So yeah, it was a good learning experience. Well, the problem is that I let a family member, I guess pretty much what happened is I just let him convince me that I needed to get a real job instead of this little kid thing I've been doing forever. So I was convinced, and I ended up getting a job at the local movie theater, the Carmike, working for $5.15 an hour, working 40 hours a week. So I was working more and making less money, but that was the real job, as you can see. So from there, it progressively got worse. I got more and more into the W-2 mindset, and I just went on for years. And after a while, I wanted to get back into like working for myself, running my own business. And eventually I came up with the idea of starting a pizza chain, where I would basically do a glorified, what are they called, snow cone shack. So what I wanted to do was get a shipping container, about a 20-foot shipping container, and then go to people's parking lots and rent out like a space in the parking lot, and just set up kind of cut out a window into the metal of the shipping container, and there's gonna have like a window order, and then have like a few benches around selling pizza. And I was gonna call it container pizza, and I had the idea that I would franchise it out. Especially right now, since there's so many people that want to do their own business but they don't know what to do. and I figured it'd be a cheap way, entry level way to run your own business and make a decent amount of money if you were if you were smart about money or about running a business. Something like a range of like $20,000-$30,000 to start up your own business versus $100,000, $1,000 to do like other restaurants. So I got the business plan all set out, all drawn up. I got a bunch of other plans together. But the problem was is that I didn't really execute. I was all talk. I didn't really do anything about it. Mostly because I was scared of failing or like getting myself in too deep, or even worse, being successful and not knowing what to do about it. So that kind of went on for about a year, just being all talk, saying, "Oh yeah, I got this idea. I'm going to do this. I have awesome pizza," but again, not doing anything about it. And then after a while, I had a friend who talked to me about this thing he was doing, selling or not selling, but investing in real estate, like doing fix and flips, doing rental properties, and how he had found some mentors that had taught him what to do and doing a lot of great things with it. So I was interested. I went and met with these mentors and kind of started to got into the same mindset. Like, oh, I'm going to be a real estate investor now. So changed from one business idea to another, and super excited about it. Only problem was is I just didn't execute again. I ended up doing more busy work than doing actual work that was money making activities. I go and get on the phones to call people about their houses. Again, it was just all came down to fear. I don't know, like fear of failing. I don't know what was going on with that. But it came to like a point where I was like, I started doing it full time for about 3 or 4 months, thinking, if I just do it full time, I'll have to do this. And then I didn't. So I ended up pretty much just going broke. Moved in with my parents, sleeping in their extra bedroom. And then I got a part-time job. I think it's making like $1,000 a month with that, and just still hemorrhaging pretty bad every month with bills that I had accumulated. I was like living off of credit cards for a while there. So I ended up selling some of my stuff, like mini fridge, toys, gadgets, and then got down to my last item that I could sell, which was my beloved mountain bike. It's like one of my favorite things to do, and that bike was my baby, and I sold it for $800. And that was pretty much one of the last things I could sell. It was a pretty sad day, but about that time, this is back in January 2017, so right now it is November 14th, so it's almost a year ago. I saw a video on Facebook with Gary Vaynerchuk, or Gary V, as some people know him. And I forget exactly what the whole premise of the video was about, but someone had asked him, or was complaining about something along the lines of he didn't have enough time or money to do like a side business or a side hustle or something along those lines. And Gary was kind of like shocked and asked again something along the lines. I don't remember exactly what video it was or what it was said, like word for word, but the basic gist was he asked, so what you're telling me is you can't wake up on a Saturday morning at 5 o'clock, take $50 to $100, go to several yard sales or thrift stores, buy a bunch of stuff for $50 to $100, then turn around, put that stuff onto eBay, and flip it and make $500. You're telling me you can't do that. And that was kind of like a light bulb just went off in my head. So I was like, really? I make that money? Like I hadn't really thought about. I thought about selling stuff, but I hadn't really thought about going out and buying stuff and then selling it again to make money. I was just more focused at the time, just selling the stuff that I had and trying to make ends meet. So that was kind of like an aha moment. So I remember, so at that point I had $500 from the mountain bike. I had sold it for 800, used 300 to pay off bills, and I went to a thrift store and just started kind of doing what Gary was talking about, just using the eBay app, just looking up stuff to see what it's selling for, and then kind of doing like the comparisons and see what I could do to make a profit. And I bought a few items. Looking back, it was absolute garbage. I had no idea what the heck I was doing, but I was desperate, so I wasn't really afraid to fail. And it was only like, I think I spent like $20 just trying to figure it out. So $20, that's not a big, like if I fail, so what? It's only $20. So I bought this stuff and I brought it home. And I remember the second I got home, I kind of was telling everybody, like, look what I got at the thrift store. Here's what I got. I'm going to make money selling this on eBay. And like, especially my sister. My sister was really bad. She just kind of gave me like the look. It was like, you are freaking crazy. What the heck are you doing? Like, this is a waste of time. Don't do this. But against my better judgment and her better judgment, I went ahead and just kind of, like, it was something that interested me, so I went ahead and went with it. And I remember the very first thing I sold was a Donald Trump signature collection tie. It was a gold tie. And from there, I was like, aha, I can do this. And it just kind of went from there. So from there, I just kept slowly buying more and more stuff, trying to figure out this whole eBay thing. Started watching hours and hours, hundreds of videos on YouTube, like with Rockstar Flipper, Raking Profits, Bonafide Hustler, just learning as much as I could about what does and doesn't sell and how to do the whole eBay thing. And after several months, after about a month, I found out that I just didn't have enough room in my room anymore for me and the stuff. So I got rid of everything that didn't need to be in the room. So I sold off like a bunch, like bed, whatever, and I ended up sleeping on the couch. So that way I had enough room in that spare bedroom that my parents had to have storage and be able to take pictures for selling stuff on eBay. And yeah, I was desperate enough. I was willing to do anything I could to make this thing successful. So that went on for a little while. On top of doing my part-time job, after about 7 months of doing this, I was able to make enough money to start being in the plus again, and a surplus cash flow each month. And I was able to move into my own apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment. Again, 1 bedroom, so I had storage and somewhere to take pictures for the business, and the other room for myself. And then about a month or 2 after that, I was able to quit my part-time job and just go full-time with the eBay. And now I'm just looking to keep expanding it. And even like I said, I've just been breaking into the Amazon market now, trying to leverage a little bit with the Amazon FBA thing, just because there's only so much you can do on eBay, and I can still do a lot more, but I know there's only so much. I'll hit a point where I can't really do much more. So whereas on Amazon, all I have to do, if I just leverage them, use their time with the Fulfilled by Amazon FBA, I can do, like, the sky's the limit as long as I just make smart decisions. So yeah, that's just my story in a nutshell of like where I came from with my business, kind of like how I progressed and where I got to where I am now. And again, so I got inspiration from other people to kind of like create a channel, document what I'm doing here. So with this channel, I kind of want to do three things, kind of 3/3, 33%, whatever you want to call it. So the first is what I've been talking about right now, is just like what I've been doing with my business. Just kind of like show people what I buy at thrift stores, what I've sold. If people have questions about certain things, I mean, there's plenty of videos on YouTube that will teach you what to do. The second thing is kind of do stuff around cars. I love cars. I went to school to be a mechanic. I even thought about going to school after that to be a mechanic, learn how to be a mechanic for like race cars, like like in NASCAR or with Formula One. And the last thing I kind of want to do is kind of get a little bit social with this. I want to kind of have like an excuse to kind of like go out and do things and just kind of document that, like with mountain biking, which I tried. I got a GoPro not too long ago, and I failed miserably on the first try. I had the GoPro on my helmet doing downhill, and not used to having something sticking on top of my head. I hit a branch and it kind of destroyed the sound. It doesn't record sound anymore on the GoPro, so I need to go get that fixed. So that was a fail. But yeah, just kind of do stuff like that, like record what I do on mountain bikes, go snowboarding, doing races like with the Spartan race, kind of document that, or like preparing for races, going to Comic-Con. There's like here in Salt Lake, they have like a mega slip and slide down State Street, which is near the Capitol. So like nice steep hill, and they do like having like 1,000-foot long slip and slide, all sorts of cool stuff around here in Salt Lake. So yeah, so that's kind of what I want to do with this channel, and so just doing things that interest me, and then being able to connect with other people that enjoy doing those things as well. So again, this is just my intro video. Just kind of talk about myself, give a little bit of background about myself. Again, I'm sure this probably isn't the greatest quality. I just recorded this on my laptop, so I'm sure the video and the sound quality isn't very good. But I hope, like with my eBay business, the quality wasn't great at first, but I just hope it keeps getting better and better, and that this becomes a passion, just kind of sharing my story with other people. So yeah, thank you for taking the time for watching this video. And let's see, we're coming up on 20 odd something minutes now. So I hope it was interesting. Hope my story was interesting for you, and I will see you next time.